how things been going at Central?
Fine.
Fine?
Can't complain about a thing.
Well, I'm not there anymore, so you can't complain about
That's
that.
why.
You know. That was a cut.
I know.
Okay. How long you been writing for the Courier? You got a little column you do.
Probably about 8 years.
Okay, well, what are you writing there?
I stick mostly to editorials. Some features, but mostly editorials.
Okay, and then those deal with what now, current events?
Politics largely, and ecology, and different things like that. I think, like the Ability Drum Plant, and different things like that.
What got you interested in journalism?
I started in high school.
Ooh.
Years ago, we had a group something like you've got here, except that ours was newspaper, and it was quite a while ago. And I think most of what I learned in journalism, I learned there. So pay attention.
Okay. What other kind of journalism have you done? I mean, you did, you said, newspaper.
Well, when I was in high school, I was largely in newspaper, but I ended up with a radio program for a couple hours on Sundays, and that evolved into every day. And then we had a television program that was kind of short-lived called Fun in the Sun. And we had a lot of fun until the alligators got loose. I had an alligator wrestler come in, and they did get loose.
Whoa.
And that kind of ended the program on a rather abrupt note.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, which do you prefer then? You like radio, television, or?
Well, if it wasn't for the heat of the lights, I think television would be a lot of fun.
It does kind of
But
burn you up under.
with in newspaper, you can think things out pretty carefully. You can change your mind. A lot of times I start editorializing on a subject, and after I get all the facts, I find that I'm on the other side. And in television, it's kind of a one-shot affair. Like if we make a mistake now.
Oh, there's no turning back now.
Whereas with newspaper, I can just erase it.
Mm-hmm. Well, what was your radio show like that you had?
Well, I had a sponsor. It was a meat products company, and he kept wanting an Arthur Godfrey-style person. And I really wasn't an Arthur Godfrey-style person at the time. And I remember one time we did a commercial, and he said, just pick up the package of meat and talk about it. So I did. I picked up the package of meat and started talking about it. We didn't do any more Arthur Godfrey-style commercials. I think probably what upset them a little bit was I was telling them out west, I'm from Nebraska originally, how out west when cowboys are out on the range, they pick out a crippled steer and they have fresh meat. And maybe I made the implication that he was using crippled steers.
Well, what? There goes your sponsorship. You're gone.
Well, no, I got another chance.
What was the name of that then? That was, what, Lazy Hours?
Lazy HB Hour, and it went into several hours.
So it wasn't just an hour, it was Lazy Hours?
We called it a lot of things.
So did other people. So, so you had a television show now. What was the name of that?
That was Fun in the Sun in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, WFTL TV. And the alligators came from the Hollywood Alligator Farm. And as far as I know, they're still in the studio.
What exactly happened?
Well, when they transport alligators, they tie the tails over and tie them to their heads. And they have leashes like dogs. And we were on the 3rd floor, and we put 6 alligators in the elevator, and there wasn't a whole lot of room to stand. And somehow or other, the wrong floor got pressed. And we ended up on the 2nd floor, which is where all the offices were. And the doors opened, and out trotted all these alligators. I think to this day, the station manager thinks we did it on purpose.
I can see him walking to my office now. That would be just great.
Well, when you see one coming, you don't notice that the tail is tied, because they're pretty good size.
Well, what other kind of occupations have you had in the television field?
Related to journalism?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did some floor directing for a television station in Thomasville, Georgia. And one of my first jobs was to direct the first live wrestling match. Now, I'll never forget that one. That was Tarzan against Blackjack. And it was in the studios of WKTG in Thomasville, Georgia. And you never take a bunch of Georgians to a wrestling match. We had 3 $600,000 cameras in that room.
Uh-oh.
And when the bottles started flying and the chairs started flying and the fans started flying, we tried to minimize the damage. It was very successful as far as that one wrestling match went. It was the only one we ever had.
Well, who won?
Well, we got 3 television cameras back, so we probably did.
Well, Tarzan and Blackjack lost, huh?
Yes, they were not very good wrestlers, but this was our first attempt, and I guess Tarzan threw Blackjack out of the ring, and one of the fans picked up a chair and hit him over the head with it. And like I said, Georgians are wonderful people, but they get excited.
Okay, well, you majored in journalism. How'd you end up teaching now?
I'm not sure to this day. I was in the Army, and I was home on leave, and somehow or other, when I went back to the base, I had a contract to teach school. It just happened.
We'll go for the wrong side of bed or something. How long have you been teaching?
22 years.
Okay, and where have you taught?
East Peoria, Richwoods, and then at Central.
You like teaching at Central?
Yeah.
Fun?
Yes.
Well, until you get people like me, I think,
Oh, we had a pretty good time.
Oh, of course we did. So you're happy to reteach now. Well, I got something completely off the subject, but it sure is fun. What do you think of the Rubik's Cube? I got one for you.
Thank you.
You into these kind of things?
It's done.
Oh, well, you can have this one.
No.
No?
I use a computer to solve these. And, of course, I don't tell anybody that I use a computer.
Well, it wouldn't be any fun of it.
And what?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be any fun solving if you're using a computer.
I have a good time. It's the look on people's faces. What would you do if I messed this up?
I'd probably die because I took the stickers off to get like that to start with. See, I figure if you get too frustrated with these things, you don't work on them. You just take them apart and put them back together again. Here, Jim, here's one for you.
Well, there is a computer program that does a nice job of that. And then everybody thinks you know how to do it.
But then, of course, you're lying because you use a computer to do it. Don't you like dirt when you do that?
No.
No?
When you take the stickers off, how do you feel?
I feel great. I strongly display it to all of my friends and show it to them with a big grin on my face. Gee,
So
Mike,
do
how
I.
long did that take you? Not 20 minutes, and a lot of take. Well, we'd really like to thank you to be on the show, and good luck in all of your articles.
Well, thank you. I'm impressed with your operation.
Are you sure?
I really am. I think that it did remind me of the high school days when we started journalism. We started our own paper. And I can imagine some of the fun that you've had.
Oh, we've had a lot of fun. Haven't we, Mr. Woodward?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
He sounds a
Mr.
lot
Woodward,
like our teacher.
come up here for a second. We got... Come on, Mr. Woodward. Come on, everybody help me. Come on, yeah. You guys have got to see this. Now, most people dress pretty conservatively, okay? Well, Mr. Woodward just got a job, and look at the way he dresses, huh? Can we get the camera back in focus now? Is everything okay? I got one thing I was supposed to read tonight, and, well, we got to read this. It's viewer mail, the first of this year.
Oh.
Viewer mail, okay? So everybody get all excited now for me. Here we go. Mr. Hatfield, it's come to my attention, and everyone else's, that yesterday the circus was in town. Boy, what a bundle of fun. Now I ask you, why would anyone pay $5 for a so-so circus when you can have 10 times the fun for free by being in the live audience of WCHS Today? Sincerely, the unknown sophomore. Well, thank you, here we go. Just golly, it is a lot of fun, isn't it? Just so much fun. It's too much. Jim, do we have any closing things we have to say?
Not me, I'm busy.
No. You're doing a Rubik's Cube over there. Well, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in this week, and be careful because